Hello everyone and welcome back to Learn to Love DIY. Today we're creating this beautiful birthday unicorn card and I'll be showing you how I created both of these in the pink and the purple. And this is my first official, video for any kind of card or paper craft, and hopefully if you guys enjoy this, I'll be creating some more. And here I'm just kind of showing you some of the pre-die cuts that I did for the flowers that the unicorn will be having on the front of the card, as well as the dies and the stamp set that I went ahead and used. And I am using the Tim Holtz travel stamp platform, if I'm saying that correctly. This is the first time I use it on a project. If you would like me to go ahead and show you like the basics or a review, please let me know in the comment section below and I'd be happy to do that. It does come, this is the smaller version. They do have a regular size version of this particular platform, and it comes with 2 magnets. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is just kind of placing the eyes where I want them. I originally had them the other way around, which would mean that the unicorn was sleeping, but then I went ahead and referenced the card I had already pre-made and positioned the eyes in the right side. Now I'm going to go ahead and stamp the eyes using the travel stamping platform with Memento ink. And the great thing about using the stamp platform is that if I didn't get it quite right the first time, I can go ahead and do it again in the same spot because the card won't be moving and it's in the same position versus, doing it on a block. So that's what I kind of like, and that's the reason why I purchased this, because when you want to go ahead and do multiples of the same card, you're not having to struggle with the position of each and every one of them. So in this particular case, I did go ahead and do assembly line when I was filming, and I ended up doing 3 of the purple and 3 of the pink cards. And I did kind of fast forward to some of the processes, and I didn't include all of the items that I filmed just because I wanted to shorten this as much as possible. And I kind of do show you a couple of the different steps that I do with either the purple or the pink, just to give you an idea. So now that I went ahead and stamped the eyes on all of my 6 cards, for the front, I'm going to go ahead and, as I showed you, do the sentiment on the inside. And I'm going to do that for all 6 at the same time. And like I said, I'm shortening bits and pieces. And what I'm doing is just kind of eyeballing where I want the stamps to be placed in the card. And I went ahead and stamped it right in the middle, just about. And this particular sentiment reads, "Have a magical birthday." And that's why I'm calling it a unicorn birthday card. However, you could change the sentiment and just make it whatever kind of card you would like to. But in this case, you can never go wrong with making birthday cards because you're always needing some. And so what I went ahead and did for all of the sentiments in the center of the inner card, I went ahead and embellished them with some Wicked Stella to give it that extra shimmer, just because the outer of the card has tons of shimmer, and I wanted to go ahead and do something extra special on the inside. So all of these were traced with the Wicked Stella pen, and I also traced the outlines of the eyes of the unicorn front, just to give it some extra sparkle. So as I mentioned, I went ahead and did the eyes, and here you kind of just see me doing that for all of the front of the cards. And as I said, and because it does take quite a while since I'm doing multiple of these, I did go ahead and speed it up just a tad bit. And you can kind of see here when I flip the card back and forth that the shimmer does look through. And I'm using some Tombow Aqua to attach all of my layers. And I did use a regular card base and a white. I just took an 8.5 by 11 card and cut it 4 1/4 at 4 1/4 on the 8.5 side, and then scored it at 5.5. So if you would like to go ahead and see a more full-on video without me, taking any shortcuts, please let me know. I'd be happy to go ahead and do that and show you all of the different steps and the measurements. Right here, I'm just filling in the inner card with a purple layer, and then I'm going to go ahead, once I have all of these layers on, go ahead and do my white layer with the sentiment. And I'm just doing a very light coat of this adhesive. It's a clear adhesive, and it dries fairly quickly. And I've noticed that it doesn't leave any of the lines that some of the other adhesives do have. Now, instead of using this clear a Tombow pen or glue, you are more than welcome to also use the other type of Tombow. Actually, that one takes a little bit of less time to dry, which gives you a little bit of wiggle room. And so here, I'm going to go ahead and now apply my second layer for the inside, which has the sentiment and a place for you guys to write your well wishes for the birthday girl or person. These make great cards for little kids as well as for adults because I absolutely love it. It has tons of shimmer and I'm really into glitter. And so if you're not sure if you guys noticed, but this particular one had a different sentiment on the inside. I did try a different one. However, I did all the rest in the same manner. So this is the only one that has a different sentiment. I believe it says, may all your wishes come true or something around those lines. And now I'm going to go ahead and just apply the front layer of my card. And then I'm going to go ahead and start embellishing it with the different items already die cut for you. And I did go ahead and die cut these prior to the video just to reduce, again, the time that it took for me to go ahead and cut all of these up and then stamp all of the flower images, because each of my unicorns takes about 5 flowers or so, and that's just the way that I've designed the card. However, you're more than welcome to use less than the 5 that I've went ahead and made for this particular video. And now I'm going to go ahead and do the ears. Now, when you die cut these, you do have a leftover of the inner, and I mean the inner ear. And I'm guessing that a lot of people are either use this in a different color or they end up using the insides. And I went ahead and saved them, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be using them for any future cards. Just something to think about. So once I go ahead and adhere the ears, I'm going to go ahead and start positioning the different flowers. And what I did is just alternating the colors of the flowers so I wouldn't have the same color stacked on top of the other. All right, as I position my flowers, I would like to take the time to thank everybody that's been very supportive and watching my videos. And thank you for subscribing if you're a new subscriber. And if you haven't already and you're watching this video, I would love it if you become one of my subscribers and leave, any comments or questions down below. Feel free to also email me at learntolovedIY@gmail.com if you have any questions you would like to ask about this particular project or any of my other projects. Feel free to do so. And I would love it if you also give me a thumbs up once you've watched either this video or any of my other videos. It does help out my channel. And now what I'm going ahead and do, instead of applying the rest of my layers of flowers, I went ahead and did the leaves just so that the glue is not, just because the glue hasn't been adhered quite properly just yet, hasn't had that drying time. So it lets me wiggle those in to the place where I want them to be. And once I went ahead and finished applying all of my flowers, I did go ahead and do the pink version on a fast mode so you guys were able to see. But I like I said, I did them in the same manner. I just used different kinds of color coordinations. And then once I completely finished doing the layers and the card inside and outside and applying all the flowers and the ears and leaves and whatnot, I did go ahead and also embellish the flowers that I went ahead and applied with Wink of Stella, and then I also used some stickles, and you'll see me doing that in just a moment. Alright, so once I finish applying the stickles here onto my flower centers, I'm going to go ahead and leave them to dry for a little bit because it does take a while for them to dry properly, and I don't want them smearing. And here is my completed project. Here are my before cards and my after cards, and I do appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you guys have a pleasant day.